Hey there, good morning. I'm going to record a quick video on discussion boards and what they should look like. And you're just going to have to bear with me because, yeah, I'm sitting in my car because I have 6 kids and I'm at volleyball practice. 2 of them have to be here to run on the track. So I'm just sitting in my car waiting for them. And I was like, ooh, I'm going to go ahead and knock out this video that I need to do for my students. So that is what it is. You're going to get candid and straightforward with me 24/7. So, in a discussion board, remember we're using APA format. All right. So, I wanted to give you 2 examples of how this kind of works and how you can cite yourself and all that. So, you should be able to see my screen. Let's say the first discussion board is introduce yourself, tell me about who you are, whatever. So, I'm like, hey, my name is Jessica Guerrero. Period. I am 38 years old, years young, and I just graduated college in December of 2019. So that's my classification with my doctorate degree, period. Oh, I love this predictive text stuff. I wish that was a thing when I was. Anyway, my major for my doctorate degree is, I guess, higher education leadership. And I have no clue. Ooh, the sun is coming up. No clue what I want to do when I grow up. Still young. Something that will help me to remember you. Like this would be, of course, that discussion board prompt. I have 6 kids, 4 biological, that's too much. 6 kids, 5 in high school, and 1 in 5th grade. Just 1 husband. 5 in high school and 1 in 5th grade. I don't know what else to write. And 1 husband. All right. So that's good. Let's see. Because my kids, like I'm trying to, because your post need to be 5 to 6 sentences long. I practically currently, I spend more time in my truck than at home since my kids are learning virtually but still have to attend practices. Thank God 3 of the 5 high school students drive, right? Okay, have to attend practices. You didn't know I was so random. Anyways, okay. So in APA format, I'm going to stop here just because I could probably go on forever and I'm basically random and boring. APA format is always Times New Roman. The font is always Times New Roman. The size is always 12. The spacing is always double. Okay. So in that discussion board, I didn't reference any outside sources because I already knew all this about myself. Like I knew I was that interesting. So I don't have to cite anything here. So I would just copy and paste my entry into my discussion board and I would be done. When I go to reply to 2 of my peers, because you're supposed to reply to your peers, say I was not Jessica and I read hers and I was like, oh, I'm going to reply to that. I would start off with, hey, Jessica, it is super nice to meet you. That is crazy that you have 6, like you're engaging in a conversation. You have 6 kids. My kids too are learning virtually, are also learning virtually this semester. You know what I mean? Like, you're not just like, hey, that's a great post, and oh, maybe we should grab coffee or something. Like, that's random. It's a substantive post. Substantive means it has content to it, okay? So, like, say something beneficial, all right? So you get what I'm saying here. I'm not going to go ahead and reply to myself, but let me finish this sentence. But it still needs to be 4 to 6 sentences, your response to your peer. Okay, let's go to a different type of post. What if there's a question that you have to research? The question is, why is the sky blue? And you're like, oh, crap, I don't know. And I picked something random. I realized that it may not pertain to our course, but I didn't want to use the discussion boards that we already have. So why is the sky blue? Shoot, I don't know that. So probably the very first thing you're going to do is Google it. So why is the sky blue? Short answer, gases and particles in the Earth's atmosphere scatter sunlight. Blue light is scattered, travel shorter. Let me tell you what a lot of students do. They're like, here is this. They copy it, they paste it, and then they go, because it has to be cited, they get the website, and that's them citing it, and that's what they do. Wrong. First of all, that's plagiarism, and it's not an APA format. And although that does answer the question, it's not in your own words. So let me tell you how to do this, all right? So that's wrong. I don't care if you use Google. I don't care if you use outside resources, because that's what you're supposed to be doing, trying to research things, all right? But let's see what it says here. It says, gases and particles in the Earth's atmosphere scatter sunlight in all directions. Blue light is scattered more than other colors because it travels as shorter, smaller waves. Okay, that's why we see sky blue most of the time. All right. Let me find another answer. Scientific American. Why is the sky blue? To understand why the sky is blue, we need to consider the nature of sunlight. Makeup of the atmosphere appears to be white to the human eye. It's a mixture of all colors. Same charges. So I have to teach myself why the sky is blue. Okay. So I'm going to start off with, saying here, particles, acceleration, scattered light, density, absorption, point away from the ceiling light. Okay. So I read over this, and I do know the real answer to this, but I'm just trying to show you how I would do this. I would research it, and then based on what I read, I would paraphrase it into my own words. So the sky is blue because it reflects blue waves, wavelengths of light. And so all other colors of light are absorbed. Let me see, and let me see. And I'm just using this one website so far. Other colors of light, right? The blue is scattered more strongly than red. The particles. Okay, I'm getting confused reading that, but I did use this site. So I have to take this and cite it in APA format because it's an outside resource. The website I use, and you can use whatever website you want. I use citefast.com. It's free. So, I'm going to log in, and I'm going to tell it that I want it to be, you're going to select APA 7. Okay, because we're now on a new APA. They have published a new one. And I'm going to say that I'm citing a web page. So all I have to do is paste that link in here. And it is going to help me cite it together. It asked me, is there an author here? Because they couldn't find an author. So I'm going to scroll down. Let me see. I don't see rights and permissions. I don't see an author. I see it's Scientific American. Let me see. Yeah, and it's telling me that that's the website there. So I'm going to tell it to save this citation. So it's already put it in APA format. All right, save the citation. Now I'm going to go over to this side and I'm going to click on that. This right here is what I need to put in my references. So let me copy and paste. I need to take that right here. So this is the one I used. I used female reproductive for another research thing. Copy and paste. That's going to go at the end. Okay. And of course, I'll have to format it. But anyways, I'll come back to that. But I also need the in-text citations. So I'm going to close this and I'm going to say I need what it looks like in text. So why is the sky blue is what I need to put right here after the information that I pulled from this website. All right, that's in text. And then I should be able to match my in-text citations to what I have, my references at the end. Okay, so anyways, you would continue to make your post where it's 4 to 6 sentences long. All right, then everything in your post needs to be in Times New Roman, size 12 font, and double spaced to be in APA format. Okay, and I'm not going to mess with this right now, but this, because these are both the same citations, this second part, and I'm not good at editing in Google Docs, but this second part right here should be indented. They should not be justified together on that same line. And if I hit that, it's going to indent the first part, and I don't want that. So I would have to mess with this or put it in Microsoft Word because I know how to edit it there. Anyways, you're finding, and if you use another source, you know, I'm going to go back to my search engine, another source of information. Here, why is the sky blue? Let's say I pull some stuff. Okay. I pull some stuff on here. Notice how I didn't highlight it and copy and paste it. Okay, but I just took what I wanted from it, typed it into my document. Okay, I'm just going to pretend like I did that. Then I need to cite the second source. So again, I'm going to copy this URL. I'm going to go to citefast.com. I'm going to tell them again, I have a web page, but if I used a book, a journal, there's all other things that you can use. Okay, if you're going to insert a picture, a web image, it tells you how to cite that. Videos, it tells you how to cite that, and so on. You copy that URL, hit enter. Again, it tells me that it couldn't find the author, so I'm going to look back just to make sure that there's nobody's name, because you always need to give credit. I don't see anybody's name. I'm going to go with that right here, save citation. All right, and I'm going to tell it that I want to copy and paste it. So because I, of course, used that. Do you see what I'm doing here? I'm citing my work. I'm saying, hey, I didn't know the answer to that, but I did use some outside resources, and this way I'm keeping myself from plagiarizing. Notice how I also, and I'm using my in-text citation, notice how I also didn't just try to retype word for word and then put it that it was my own thing. Uh-oh, look at how that is colored there. Whenever I go back to format that, you need to make sure that everything, that everything, again, is in Times New Roman, size 12, and then there's no highlighting. I clearly don't know how to none highlight this. Okay, so that's how you do this. That's quick, what I'm looking for in discussion boards. Never ever take credit for stuff that you didn't know. 9 times out of 10, you don't know the answer, so you're going to have to research it. So just cite it. That's what you do. Please know that when you reply to this and you read somebody's, because remember, you're supposed to be replying to your peers, hey, that's really cool. You can start off like that, but it has to be substantive. You can comment on what they have, but what you can't say is, oh, I want to add this to your post, and you just add what you put in your post. Okay, you're trying to encourage dialogue. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, and I'm probably not going to be the most popular on this one, but I'm not really a fan of discussion boards. I'm not a very social person. But with the way that classes and coursework and the professional world is going at this point, it is imperative that we become very good at communicating virtually, citing our information, making sure that the questions that we've been asked are the questions that we're answering, and that we're professional in our methods and the type of media that we use for communication. So the expectations will be high. I do expect that you won't plagiarize. And again, if you do, of course, you've already signed an honor statement. We have to hold ourselves accountable. I mentioned this before, not in this video, but in a previous one that I sent you. If you notice that someone is copying and pasting your post or your responses, please just send me a quick email. I do actually, that's what I spend most of my time grading, trying to figure out who's cheating. But I'm not saying I get everybody. I usually try to. But if you're like, hey, this dude is totally using my stuff, or this lady, all she's doing is just copying and pasting it and putting it in the wrong format, let me know. Okay, that's not right, especially if you're doing what you should be doing and they're not. Anyways, thank you for learning how to do your discussion board correctly. And so coming from you from my truck, I will talk to you guys later. And I don't know how to stop this. Oh, pause.